Can you smell what I just did?
No.
Well, then obviously you don't have a strong sense of smell.
Please tell me.
Right.
Let's get the story straight.
Let's get
the
We need to get this thing right, because
get it right, man.
if it's not right, I don't feel
It's wrong.
comfortable throughout the entire thing. Because I'm like, in the back of my head, is we're like 40 minutes in. I'm like, that intro, gotta fix that.
See, I'm not like that.
You just roll with it.
Roll with the punches. Roll with the tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Are you a big Alabama?
My name is Kevin.
My name is.
People call me Kevin.
Jupiter City.
I can't believe yesterday you said you know about Jupiter.
I do know about Jupiter.
You don't, though.
Yeah, I do.
How many moons does Jupiter have? Can you step on Jupiter?
We've already been over this, and no, you cannot. And it's
But did you verify this? We're making up knowledge.
No, we're not.
We're like saying something and just accepting it as fact.
Yeah, that's everyone.
So do we really know about Jupiter?
I've seen Jupiter in the sky.
No,
I've seen Jupiter flying high.
Okay. You're in like a rhyming mood today. So, did you like my Burger King?
Burger?
Yeah, Burger King.
Not particularly.
You were laughing a lot about that.
Well, it surprised me because I didn't know how to pronounce
You
it.
couldn't.
Burger King.
You couldn't help but laugh.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh, I just hit play.
Oh, you hit play a while ago.
Oh.
Who's introducing us? What if we say it at the same time?
Shaq. Come on over, Shaq.
Oh, he's big. He's out of frame, so they don't know. So you would look down, but he would be like up there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Welcome back to Jupiter City. I'm with
Brayden. That's my name.
Oh, you messed it up.
What was I supposed to say?
I wasn't done talking.
What?
Yeah.
Why'd you pause?
I forgot what.
Welcome back to Jupiter City. I'm with. Don't say anything. I'm not done yet. Even though I'm prompting you to speak.
Welcome back to Jupiter City. I'm with Shaquille O'Neal.
Hey, it's me. Your friendly neighborhood Shaquille O'Neal. I'm here. I just got done with a general advertisement.
Wait, what? Oh, the general.
The general.
That was a play. The general and general. I thought you just said general advertisements.
Oh, no.
But it's because the general.
Yeah.
That's
Those have
nice.
gotten better. Have you noticed that?
No, because I don't pay attention to ads.
Like, they had on, like the 4 NBA commentators.
Yeah.
They had more of them on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was cool. Because those were like the worst those were the worst ads on TV for the longest time.
No, that animation was
the worst.
The best.
The worst CG.
I loved it. I thought it was great when I saw it.
The jingle was bad.
Hey, the general.
No.
Auto parts.
For a great low rate, you can get online, go to the general, and save some time.
Wow, you did watch them.
Yeah,
I never watched them. Did you see season 2?
But they've improved. I have not.
Oh.
Well, as time has gone on.
Yeah, what's your favorite season?
You can tell they're trying harder.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a show.
They should make it a show because you would watch it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you about an inanimate object, and I'm gonna.
Shaq is he's a human. He's animate.
Okay, but we're done talking about that.
I love Shaq.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Great guy.
Great guy. Quality guy.
Quality guy. But I'm going to talk about an inanimate object.
Okay.
Versus another inanimate object.
Do it.
Who would win?
Tell me.
Okay, Branson.
That's me.
Rose versus tulip. Who would win?
Are these inanimate objects?
Yes.
Are these flowers?
Yeah, they are flowers. A rose and tulip are both flowers.
I would like to lock in that answer.
That was not an answer.
Rose versus tulip.
Yeah.
It's got to be rose.
Rose?
Rose.
Why? Because the thorns? You really gonna go that route with me?
No.
Oh. Let's hear it. Let's hear what you have to say.
Because they're red, and red is a fierce color, and tulips are not red?
Okay, the colors change.
What? Like an octopus?
There's different roses.
They camouflage?
No, there could be pink roses, white roses.
That's true.
Red
I have seen
tulips.
a lot of different colors of
So
roses.
that immediately shuts down that argument.
I'm thinking the common rose, which is what
Okay,
color?
red.
Red.
And what's the common tulip? Yellow?
No.
Purple?
I would say pink.
Pink? Okay.
Yeah, like a light pink.
So pink versus red.
Pink versus
you're
red.
going the color argument, the typical.
Well, you said I
talking
couldn't
point.
do the thorn argument.
I mean, you could, but that one's pretty obvious. It's like you're in an echo chamber over there.
Okay, so I went the color argument, and you're upset.
The color. there's
what? Tell me what.
There's no validity in the color argument. It's just colors. Don't really matter.
That is true. Yeah, we don't see.
I'm
color.
about to drop a bombshell on this debate.
Okay.
Tulips have bulbs. They grow from bulbs.
Bulby.
Roses don't. Okay? So you know what a bulb is, right?
No. Educate me.
You plant the bulb in the ground. It's almost like a seed.
A big seed?
Yeah, it's like a big seed, but
Okay.
I think it grows a little faster because it's essentially the flower.
Tulip has big seed, rose has little seed.
Yeah, but the bulb is not a seed. It's basically like the flower, but just in smaller form.
No way.
And a bunch of stems, can come out of that.
Multiple stems.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
just one? It's like a whole bouquet.
Yeah, well, it'll have one or two or three.
Okay.
But then think about the rose doesn't have a bulb. So if you cut off a rose, it's dead. If you cut off a tulip, it still has the bulb. The bulb in the ground.
You just tell me tulips can't die?
They're more resilient. These bulbs last throughout winter and they're dormant. They can become dormant.
Yeah?
Roses can't become dormant. They just die. Shrivel up and die.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
All I know is that tulips have bulbs, roses don't. No matter how many
Well,
thorns,
here,
how many thorns roses throw at the tulips are gonna come back.
How are they throwing? What are they using to throw?
They're kind of like
Their weight?
moving.
Momentum?
Here's what the rose does.
That's a poor impression
In the
of
wind.
a rose.
What's your impression of a rose?
And then this is a tulip.
Oh, the tulip has a fist.
No, the rose has the rose hits the tulip.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'll counter you.
Okay.
You can't sip rosé in a field of tulips. Got him there.
I don't
But
know.
you can sip rosé in a field of roses.
All right, you're not making any sense. I think you've lost this debate.
I don't think so.
You're resorting to dubious tactics right now.
Dubiously, I'm gonna resort to the thorn and say, the tulip will be slashed by the thorns of the rose.
I'll admit that a tulip is weaker in terms of physical strength.
Done.
Right?
Stop.
But
it's
more resilient. Okay, it can come back.
Mm-hmm.
It can get cut off and then sprout again.
Okay.
And that can happen for multiple years.
Right. So
just like the tulip,
just like Groot gets
yeah,
burned to pieces, becomes a twig, grows up,
yeah,
burns to pieces, becomes a twig. Just keeps happening.
Uh-huh.
I would say whoever's burning Groot is winning.
Okay, but
Groot never fights back, even though Groot, he actually does fight back. But if Groot is this tulip that just keeps growing up, dying, growing up, dying, growing up, dying, the rose is still surviving the whole time. When does the tulip actually kill the rose? The tulip has no offense.
Yeah, but okay, think about like longevity.
I've got you there.
Once winter hits, that rose is going to suffer and die.
I don't think so.
The tulip is going to do that also.
You go to Washington and Oregon and all these rose fields. I don't think the roses are just dead every winter and they got to plant new ones. The bushes survive.
I don't know, man.
What do you mean you don't know? I think you lost. It's okay.
This is a tough one.
It's not really.
There's a lot of debate to be had.
It's a silly argument, and
what?
I'm embarrassed we even had it.
Why are you?
All right, next argument. Non-silly argument. A fork versus a knife. I went with a lot of kitchen household items.
Fork versus knife.
Fork versus knife. Who wins? And, think like, not necessarily, you could think a steak knife, a butter knife.
Oh.
I guess
a sharp fork?
Yeah, sharp fork, Think like highest quality of both items.
Well, knives are intended to be sharp. Forks are not necessarily. They're supposed to be sharp enough that you can get some food, but not sharp enough that, it might hit your tongue and then hurt you. But if we're thinking sharp steak knife, sharp fork, there's pros and cons both of it. The fork has multiple stabbing options, right? Yep. Deep stabbing options.
Yeah, definitely deep. A fork is a deep item.
So basically, this argument boils down to: would you rather have 4 small stab wounds or 1 large stab wound?
Wrong, because the fork or knife is not versing me. I'm not using it as a weapon. Okay. The fork is versing the knife.
Yes.
You got a fork. Put a fork and a knife in a room, but who's coming out the room?
But they're both made of the same material. So if we're saying the knife stabs the fork, the fork has 1 large stab wound. The fork stabs the knife. The knife has 4 little stab wounds.
Okay.
I'm wondering what the blood loss will be on both of those.
Well, let's pretend they're inanimate and don't have blood.
Steel loss. All right, so this is a battle of...
This is an easy answer. And I need you to say an answer.
I'm going to agree with you. I don't know your answer, but I'm going to say knife. And I know you also think knife.
I'm going fork.
That's not the easy answer.
100% fork.
Why?
A fork, those prongs... Okay, here's the trick. The fork is not using the prongs like in a stab mechanism, right? The fork is using them to catch the knife and flip the knife.
Okay.
What did everyone do as kids when they had a knife and a fork? They put the knife in between the prongs of the fork, and boom, that fork has full control.
You're right. It's
in a room, fork versus knife, fork wins.
The fork would be a good wrestler.
Yeah.
A knife would be a good sort of if he's not...
A knife would be a good finisher, but I don't think it could do the job.
If the knife isn't positioned in close range combat, then you can just go.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You okay there?
Yeah, I dropped my phone.
Stabbed by a fork.
I can see that, but I think a knife is made to be dangerous.
No, a knife is made to cut.
Yeah. To be dangerous.
I don't think cutting.
To cut is to be dangerous.
To cut is to be dangerous.
When you're
cut from the show.
When you see a kid
dangerous
with a knife, what do you say? A knife! He has a knife!
I know what you're referring to.
When has anyone been like, that kid has a fork? No!
No, but...
A knife is dangerous. Inherently.
A knife is dangerous but you're thinking of in the hands of someone. You got to take that away from it. You told me we should debate inanimate object versus inanimate object.
Inherently, the knife is dangerous.
Inherently, you're applying it in the hands of a human.
Okay, yes, I'm comparing both knife and fork in the hands of a human. But so that means when they're separate, inherently that knife is going to be more dangerous. No. It's going to have more potential.
I don't think so.
the fork has one tactic, and that's to grapple.
I don't think the knife can do any damage to the fork.
The knife can slash.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna do much to the fork.
So you think
the fork is gonna catch it?
Okay, and
twist it.
Since they're both
and bop it.
Okay.
Shout it.
Since they're both steel, I assume it is sort of a even playing field. There's not going to be a whole lot of cutting. So you think the knife is rendered useless in this context?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
As long as the knife has good agility.
Film.
Of utensil theory.
Utensil theory.
As long as the knife has good agility and prepares for this fight, stamina-wise, I think the knife generally has a longer reach, probably a height advantage also, right? You'd admit that?
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I do agree with you that there are some wrestling techniques on the side of the fork.
No, fork's up, man. Fork's up.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'll agree with you. Fork is a good contender.
Yep.
Okay. Who would win, clock versus light bulb?
Oh, darn, this is such a dumb debate.
What?
Clock versus light bulb.
Yeah, clock versus light bulb.
Let me think here. A clock has hands.
Yeah. It has hands.
It can throw hands. It could throw hands. Out of control. Hands are spinning.
Mm-hmm.
Hands are hitting. Hands are thrown.
This is probably the only object that has moving parts to it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a rose and a light bulb.
Although we've been assuming that everything can move freely.
Yeah, we're assuming.
We're not just placing them next to each other.
We're taking inanimate objects and we're animating them to fight each other.
Yeah. But, like, what's the light bulb going to do? It's fragile.
It's going to blind the clock.
If the clock doesn't have eyes, though, that's going a little too far in the animation route.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. The light bulb, it could... See, okay, light bulb's going to die. Light bulbs are so sensitive.
But, okay, a strong light bulb versus a strong clock.
There's also plastic light bulbs now, which I probably...
Don't break as much?
Yeah, less fragile. I go clock.
I
like the clock.
Yeah, I think it's like in a battle of time, the clock is just going to be like...
Gosh. Oh my goodness.
Every minute.
I can't believe you just did that. And what's the light bulb going to do?
It's just going to sit there and try and burn it.
Take it?
Look at my watch. Look at how fast that moves.
Wow, very humble, are you?
It's like...
Yeah.
You can't even
little punches.
You can't even see the movement in between.
Right.
So what is going to...
How big is this clock?
It's big, but I mean...
Is it a wall clock, an alarm clock?
Yeah, a wall clock. I was thinking wall clock versus a ceiling light bulb.
Okay.
What's gonna win it for this clock though? The minute hand, hour hand, second hand.
Let me see your watch again.
The second hand is definitely moving faster.
Depends on how big the clock is, but I would take the second hand. I think the quick movements of the second hand would render the light bulb burnt out.
What?
I think the filament would.
Yeah.
I think the glass bulb would be shattered and then the filament would be hit.
Yeah.
Boom. Light bulb dead.
What if the metal from the clock hand sort of like short circuits the light bulb? That would be a cool finish.
That's an idea.
Yeah.
That's a light bulb.
A light bulb idea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, we going with the clock on this one?
I'm going with the clock.
What if the clock has a Glock?
If the clock has a clock, I'm going with the clock.
It's got 3 hands.
Well, we say the clock is already going to win. And you put a gun in the clock.
What if we get the light bulb a Glock?
Clock versus...
Light bulb with a gun.
Why don't we...
That's a tough decision.
Why don't we just do clock versus Glock with a light bulb?
Well, no, so we have to think about whether or not the light bulb can handle a gun. Does it know how to use it, how to flip the safety mechanism, how to aim and shoot it? Or do you think the gun will just be like sitting there forever and the light bulb just doesn't know how to utilize it properly?
I'm confused by, I thought we were like bringing inanimated objects to life. So how do we... I'm taking the clock. I'm taking whoever has the Glock. I'm taking the Glock. Why don't we animate the Glock? The Glock wins.
Okay, Glock wins.
Mm-hmm. Glock wins all
Final
scenario.
answer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in. 20%.
Oh, a Shark Tank again?
Oh, were we not doing Shark Tank?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay, that was a miscommunication.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's okay. All right, next argument. That was absurd.
That's not absurd. This is the important speeches of the time.
Yeah, important debates people need to be having. All right, this one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know who wins in a fight: TV remote or a TV.
My first instinct is to go with the TV remote.
Yes.
Sort of like a laser blaster, infrared.
Okay.
It's like pew pew.
Sure.
Pew,
Yeah.
pew pew pew.
And your second instance?
Instance?
Did you say instance?
Instinct.
Oh, you said instinct?
Yeah.
Oh.
My team on Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
Instinct, which is the best team, by the way.
You might go extinct. Extinct?
We're using too many words
Yeah.
right now.
That's what we're good at. That's why we started a podcast.
So the TV's pretty heavy. It's definitely have the weight advantage, the height advantage, the width advantage,
Yep.
the smarts advantage.
It's a smart TV?
What's smarter, a TV or a remote? What is more clever and intelligent? What has more hardware?
I know. What has more hardware? TV.
A TV, okay.
What?
Yeah. But it
This should again be an easy choice.
I think the TV is just gonna be like, here's the remote. TV's gonna go, wow, just kind of sort of hold the remote down on the ground, like, and that's its only move. It can't get up from that. So it's sort of betting all odds on the fact that it's gonna trap the remote under its weight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go with the TV.
I'm going the remote.
Why?
When have you seen a TV hit a remote?
That's a really good point.
Yeah. But I've seen numerous videos of a remote hitting a TV.
When wielded by a human.
I feel like a remote could easily power itself into the TV. And TV tries to pull some electronics, whatever. Remote goes, burp,
Just turns it off.
turns it off. Like, hey, I need you to stop talking.
I'm thinking.
I think the remote.
Well, so I'm thinking the TV has full autonomy of its own being, and
It does have its own buttons. Usually.
Yeah.
Not always. I think some TVs don't have buttons.
Yeah, some TVs.
Which is bizarre. You need a remote. That's absurd. Whoever did that.
I don't like that.
Yeah, engineers, you gotta fix that.
Because I'll be looking for a button. I'm like,
there should be a button, but there's no button.
gosh, what's this button?
They're really acting it out.
Dang it. Jeez. So that was me looking for a button on the TV.
I know.
But yeah, the remote definitely has more moves in its arsenal.
Mm-hmm. What's the matter?
What?
You just realize what we're talking about?
But
this is the conversation we decided to have.
This is no, it's not the one we decide. It's the one we need to have.
Let's talk about the intellectually stimulating conversations.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This, I think, has the potential to save humanity.
Well, no. I think, if anything, this is something non-political and something silly that people can listen to.
Oh, it's political.
It is? Oh, it might become political.
It's going to become
It might become political. But no, this is something, hopefully, silly that people can take a break and just listen to nonsense to avoid.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I mean,
I think this will probably create more enemies than friendships.
Maybe. How many families have like over a simple debate such as a rose versus a tulip? You think
surprised.
Families are gonna be divided over that?
We're family.
I can't believe your team rose. We're not divided. We're sitting across from each other right now having a conversation.
Not yet, anyway.
You want to divide over this?
No, I'm just saying there's the potential that this escalates further.
It's starting to escalate.
And one of us takes this inanimate object and, uses it for malicious purposes.
I would throw a light bulb with a gun at you.
Okay, so I think we'll have to agree to disagree. I'm still going to go with the TV. It's got... even if the remote throws everything it's got at it, the TV is hopefully resilient enough.
I feel like the TV is just too awkward.
That's true.
It's just going to end up absorbing all the... Well, not even absorbing, just taking all the hits and then shattering and then dying.
This would be the TV's voice. Oh, no. The remote is... And then the remote is going to be like...
Oh, no.
I'm going to get you, TV! Is that accurate, you think?
I don't think that's accurate.
Okay, what do you think the TV will sound like in this fight?
I don't want to impersonate a TV. I don't want to offend anyone.
It'll have a deeper voice, kind of sluggish, to represent its awkwardness.
I think a TV sounds like an old man.
Yeah.
But not like what you just did.
But then the remote is going to be ambitious, sort of higher pitched.
Yes, I'm with you on there.
Yeah, there we go.
So we're taking the remote. Remote's going to win.
Well, I don't know. Old men can be pretty vicious.
When have you seen a broken remote?
A lot of times.
Also, remote hides. I mean, that's...
It's hiding?
I'm thinking, what?
It hides? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It just wanders off in between the cushions, under the couch.
Like, I'm trying to find the remote.
I think the remote would be good at sneak attacks.
Gosh, dang it.
What is with all the impersonations today?
Where the heck is the remote? That is me trying to find a remote.
Okay.
Uh-huh. It's like the remote is in a remote island somewhere.
Oh, no, Brayden.
Distance from...
Oh, my gosh.
Wait. Is that why they call it remote? If you live somewhere remote, you're sort of hiding from places?
Remote. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why do we call the TV remote a remote?
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's in a location that can move? That's like independent of where you would...
I have no clue.
Put a remote? That's a good question. We should look that up.
We got to find what overlap those words have. Where's the origin?
Yeah, why is a TV remote called a remote?
Mm-hmm.
Tough one.
Remote control. It can control things from far locations. So it's remote. Like a remote island is far from land.
Yeah, but a remote island can't move.
Yeah, that's true.
Like a remote can.
I don't know. That's another topic to discuss later.
Another topic.
All right. I got the matchup of the century. This one's going to be pay-per-view, headliner. It's going to be in New York City, Times Square, the boxing ring.
Yeah?
Picture frame versus shoe. Who wins?
Easy.
Yeah, I know.
Very easy.
I know what you're gonna say. What's it gonna be?
What kind of shoe?
Vans.
Shoe. It's a shoe-in.
Okay. I always know what you're gonna say like 5 minutes before you say it.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah. No, you don't.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
Wow, you're right.
So explain to me why the shoe would win.
Like a shoe is like impenetrable. A van always lands right side up.
That's true.
And picture frame, fragile. We've broken a lot of picture frames in our time.
I'm thinking about the frame itself, though.
Oh, just the frame? No glass?
Well, it has glass, but the more important part is the frame, not the glass.
Yeah, frames are... Do you know how many picture frames we have broken?
Yeah, that's true.
How many shoes have we broken?
A lot, too?
No, a shoe just wears out. I feel like shoes don't break.
You remember Bryce playing basketball?
That's because
you remember he sidestepped and he broke through his shoe.
That's correct.
But he was like, "Oh, my shoe!"
That depends on. You should have been wearing basketball shoes. That is not.
It was a Van. He was wearing Vans.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But you have to wear the proper shoe for the proper occasion. And if you wear the proper shoe, the shoe.
But we're talking about a Van. Okay, we're like Vans.
Vehicle?
No. Vans shoe.
Yeah.
We're using that shoe.
Yeah.
That's sort of the standard. Probably the most popular
shoe. Right, but we're not putting it against us playing basketball. We're putting it against a picture frame.
Well, I was just bringing up a moment in which we saw a shoe...
A van deteriorate.
Combust.
Right. I mean, you try to walk on lava in a van, in Vans, the Vans is going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. The man's Vans... What else? The man's Vans plans are dead.
Okay. That was a good rhyme.
I had something there.
It kind of fell apart.
Yeah,
though.
that's okay.
Like the shoe will when the picture frame.
The picture frame is not going to do anything.
Picture frame is going to go.
Tell me what the picture frame
much like the TV, it's going to go.
No.
And here, let me.
Your idea of fighting is just falling on the other object.
Hey,
as if
nothing wrong with that.
You're not like, it's also not that heavy and not that big. You're thinking like a sumo wrestler, like you fighting a sumo wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to lose to a sumo wrestler just because he lays on you?
Yeah, probably.
I think you could wiggle out.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh,
you
definitely.
are severely overestimating me, and I know you think you could wiggle out, which you're wrong.
I could.
There is no possible way you would be able to wiggle out. You would probably suffocate before you could wiggle out.
I don't think so. No.
Yes.
No. I mean, how entrenched in the sumo wrestler am I?
So here's what the sumo's gonna do to you.
Right, and then what
are you gonna do?
Using my infinite muscles, lift up just enough of him to wiggle out of there.
No, you're not gonna wiggle out.
I think so. I mean, okay.
There's only one way.
Overall, I would lose to a sumo wrestler.
Of course.
But I do think if he just laid on me, I could get out.
Okay, you have so many terrible opinions about your own abilities.
I am just confident in myself.
You thought you could beat a gorilla?
I still believe that.
That's incredible.
Gorillas are naturally gentle giants.
I'm like literally offended over this. Like this
family is divided.
It's incredible that you believe this stuff.
I don't think it's that crazy a belief.
Well, okay. I'm not necessarily offended. I'm just so confused about how you can think this way.
I think highly of myself. I think I'm strategic. Done.
No, it's just mind-boggling how you think you could beat wiggle out of a sumo wrestler.
What do you want to do?
You can't beat a sumo wrestler, but you can beat a gorilla.
Yeah.
So
a gorilla is not the size of a sumo wrestler. A sumo wrestler is massive, but I could lift up the chest portion of him to wiggle out.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Weight of a gorilla. All right.
Yeah, show me the weight of a gorilla.
Okay. 350 pounds.
350 pounds?
Okay. To 600 pounds.
To 2,600?
600.
600.
Yeah.
350 to 600.
600 pounds. Let's say, can you beat a 600-pound gorilla?
I could beat your average gorilla. 450?
450.
500 maybe?
Could you beat a 450-pound person?
Not a sumo wrestler. A sumo wrestler is trained in the art of wrestling. A silverback gorilla is trained in the art of eating and intimidating. But not wrestling.
Fighting.
No, not fighting. They don't naturally fight.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. They're not fighters.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
They'll fight the occasional other male gorilla,
okay,
but they don't.
But like, what if I was like, "Hey, gorilla.
Hey, gorilla.
You need to fight now." You think he'd be like, "Oh, I don't know what to do."
No, he would try to intimidate me, and then all of a sudden he'd get struck by my fist.
Would you be intimidated?
No, because I'd be going into the fight knowing I gotta fight this gorilla.
You wouldn't be intimidated.
Intimidated when it starts pounding its chest?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a little, but I don't think that would change.
It starts pounding its chest, and you hear like a resonant boom across.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I would be intimidated, but I don't think it would faze me.
You'd be like, "Oh," and then he'd be like, "Psh."
No.
Yeah, he would.
Okay, we're having the same discussion we had last week.
Okay, but I think it's important that we bring it up again, just so, like, we bury this. But it's obviously gotten worse.
It is not going to be buried. I am consistently going to the gym, getting stronger.
Oh,
if
my
anything,
gosh.
the gorilla is decreasing in strength or plateauing while I'm increasing.
This is what delusion looks like.
No,
and sounds like.
Not.
This is
okay. You think
denial
a picture frame would be a Vans shoe?
Yeah.
That's delusion, if anything.
Rectangle is
great.
made up of two triangles. Triangle is the strongest shape. Boom. Think about that. The corner of the picture frame digs into the shoe and rips it.
A Vans shoe, like, pretty durable. Even if it gets ripped. Does this shoe have laces?
Yeah.
Done.
Well, no, because the picture frame is going to be tangled up, and you're going to be like, "Oh, it's tangled up."
You can't.
And then the picture frame's going to go woo woo and spin the shoe around.
You can't honestly believe that. From our childhood, that picture frame is durable. Do you know how many picture frames we have broken? Dropping like a foot, right? They literally, even a ball, right? Hits a picture frame, falls over. What happens? Picture frame falls apart, and you're like, "Whoa!"
That's true.
That is true, and you lost.
But then, what if a picture frame was wrapped around in string? Would it break then?
What?
Would it like if you wrapped a picture frame around with string? Would you think it'd become more durable or less durable?
With the Vans?
No, just string for now.
Oh, you're introducing string into this?
No. I'm hypothetically
going
off on just a slight tangent.
On a slight tangent.
If you wrapped a picture frame around with string.
Around the string?
With string.
With string?
Would it be more durable or less durable? I'll answer for you. More durable.
More durable, but barely.
So when a Vans shoe wraps a picture frame around with its laces, which it will do because it will be like, "Oh, I got this in the bag. I'm a shoe. I'm going to wrap my laces around this picture frame." The picture frame will use that to its advantage, and it'll have more structural integrity than it did previously. So it's using its weaknesses as its strengths. It's using the opponent's strengths as its own strength.
No, Vans is a shoe-in, man.
You've said that before.
I know, and I'll say it again. Vans is win.
Vans.
Vans.
Yeah, I don't know the plural of that. Because Vans is a company.
Vans shoe.
Van.
Let me get my Vans.
A Vans shoe.
Vans wins. Done. Debate over.
Well, this is the second time. We'll agree to disagree.
We'll agree to disagree.
Or, better yet, we could agree that I'm right.
We don't have to do that.
Yeah, we could just agree.
Okay. Next topic.
Last one. Oh, next.
Oh, sorry. Next.
Last one.
Next debate. Last one.
Last one.
Toilet paper versus paper towel. Two kind of similar. I would say they're cousins.
Mm.
Who wins?
What ply are we talking about?
Take the best of the best.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Charmin, ultra soft.
Charmin, ultra soft.
Scott.
How many plies possible?
4 ply.
4 pies?
4 ply.
4 ply?
4 ply.
There's no 5 ply?
Maybe. That's becoming like a brick at that point. Like it's
how many plies are possible for toilet paper?
I don't know.
We should look this up. We gotta figure this out.
Yeah. Could you beat toilet paper in a fight?
Could I beat toilet paper? Yes. Toilet paper's pretty fragile.
All right, I'm going with the correct answer.
Which is?
Paper towel.
Good. I agree.
Good job.
And why?
Well, a paper towel is meant to get wet. Toilet paper, sure, it's meant to get wet, but like when it gets wet, it basically disintegrates.
Yes.
You know, it becomes really weird looking and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
it kind of clumps up.
Yeah. But paper towel, it can withhold itself.
It's absorbent.
Yeah.
It's brawny.
And also, generally, paper towels are longer.
Yep.
More strong.
Mm-hmm.
Both vertically and horizontally.
And what happens when you use all of the paper towel?
Oh,
what are you left with?
Baton.
A baton.
But then
cardboard baton.
But with the toilet paper, it's a smaller baton.
It's a smaller baton. So I mean, really, that's no brainer. I'm glad we chose the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, paper towel encompasses the toilet paper. Done.
Yeah, it uses the toilet paper as its own little wand.
Yeah.
To wrap around.
Mm-hmm. Paper towel would wipe the floor with the toilet paper.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Also, it's harder to rip a
paper
towel than it is toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like toilet paper, you just go.
Yeah.
But then paper towel, you kind of got to put a little bit more effort into that.
I think the toilet paper would throw in the towel.
That's great. I'm glad you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's it for that segment. Inanimate object versus inanimate object.
Yeah, can we not do that one again?
That's a good one.
That one stressed me out.
That's good. It's a good thing.
Maybe.
This is like the most energy I think we've put into a discussion.
Maybe that's it. I just feel tired after that. That was a lot of debate.
Yeah. Well, you had to think about it. The stuff before, like we've been talking about before.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about.
It was intellectually stimulating.
But this one takes some brain power, definitely.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about? So speaking of toilet paper, bathrooms, smell particles.
Yeah.
I know you have been curious about this for a while.
Nope.
Right? No, you've said in the past, you're like, why is my nose? How do I smell? What is going in my nose that makes me smell? Right?
Yeah, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I think I have a strong sense of smell.
Okay.
I think that's one of my strongest senses.
Can you smell what I just did?
No.
Well, then obviously you don't have a strong sense of smell.
Please tell me.
This
is a small room, Brayden.
Well, it's good we got the fan going.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, wait a minute. You got me.
No, I feel like I have a strong sense of smell, like all the time. Walking out in public, I'm like, that's perfume. That's powerful. There's donuts over there. Like, I feel like I can just smell things all the time. It's kind of annoying. Yeah. But I did have a friend. I do have a friend, and during COVID, she lost her sense of smell, which I guess is some symptom of COVID, or it was. It was called like ghost smelling or ghost smell, ghost sense.
Okay.
But she, who's gluten-free, hasn't had a Pop-Tart in like 10 years. They haven't had Pop-Tarts in their household for 10 years. in her room with COVID, and all of a sudden she's smelling a Pop-Tart. Like, probably the best Pop-Tart flavor, strawberry, but she's smelling like a strawberry Pop-Tart. And no Pop-Tart in sight. No one brought a Pop-Tart in the house, nothing like that. And apparently that's a ghost scent or a ghost smell, and the brain somehow tricks you into smelling that Pop-Tart.
So is a Pop-Tart a distinct enough smell that she was like, oh yeah, that's a Pop-Tart? Or was she like, oh, it's a strawberry smell, it's a blueberry?
No, I think she smelled a Pop-Tart.
Definitively said,
yeah,
Pop-Tart. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's interesting.
Right. So how does that? There's
psychological.
Well, there's certain things your brain can, certain whatever neurons that your brain can trigger to smell different things without it actually being there. But your brain has to have recorded that smell, right? So your brain has a memory of that smell, and so like there was no particles in the area, but your brain convinced you that there were particles in that area. Isn't that bizarre?
Nothing prompted that. There was no.
No, I don't know.
Because she was isolated for a while.
Yeah, she was just in a room.
When was the last time she's like seen someone? What? You know, because I'm thinking there's some. You know, people in isolation can experience crazy things. Like hallucination.
No, her whole family was in the house.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't like that.
That's weird.
Right. But I just think that's pretty bizarre because I don't really know how sense work or the brain, how everything's connected.
When I get allergies, I'm always constantly smelling something. I don't know what it is.
Which is weird because you think you'd be more congested.
Yeah, but it's not like a flavor or anything. I guess it might be my own like nose, but like just yesterday I was having allergies.
You were having them for lunch or dinner?
Yeah, both.
Both.
I'm on a diet. Allergies are pretty low calorie.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm smelling. It's not pollen, or maybe it could be. Maybe it's trapped in my nose.
Maybe.
But when you are smelling something bad, what do you do? Right?
Choose to not smell.
Do you breathe at all? Do you breathe through your mouth?
I hold my breath.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I hold my breath too.
If there's something bad that smells, I hold my breath for as long as possible, get through it. A minute later, 3 minutes later, 5 minutes later, I start breathing again.
5 minutes later.
Sometimes.
No, there's no way you can hold your breath for 5 minutes. I can hold my breath for
pretty long.
No, you can't. You're overestimating yourself again.
No, I'm just kidding. I think I can do 2 minutes.
That's still pretty crazy.
Yeah. I think. I don't know. We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
We should do that again.
Okay. Just kidding.
No, not right now.
Oh. But so we know that there's particles coming off that object.
What are you doing?
There's particles coming off that object.
Yeah.
And entering your nose. That's what's occurring. Right. So I hold my breath. Right. But when I can't hold my breath for any longer, I still choose to go through my nose again. Right. If you can't hold your breath for any longer, would you go through your nose?
Yeah, I think that's probably the natural thing. I think a lot of people breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth.
Yeah. But I deliberately choose to go through the nose again because I'm like, okay, I could plug my nose and breathe through my mouth, but I don't want those particles in my mouth. That is incredibly more gross to me than smelling it.
That's because your nose filters out particles, right? Your mouth does not.
Yeah, but you'd think that I'd be like, oh, it smells so bad. Let me just breathe through my mouth. And I'm sure some people do that.
Right, but those that you can still get scent you can still like taste scent particles.
Oh no.
Right? So whatever you were smelling, you can still get a sense of that through your mouth.
That is not good.
Right. I mean, that's why like you can taste the air sometimes, you know?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
You can taste the humidity.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, yeah. If you're just breathe through your nose a little bit. Don't breathe through your mouth if you need to inhale a little bit.
Yeah.
Just one tip from me to you.
Good tip, Brayden.
Thanks.
Good tip. Actually, I had something else on this, and I can't quite remember. I guess another thing is you breathe through your nose, or you get more oxygen through your nose than through your mouth.
How?
It's closer to your brain.
Wow.
I think that's how it works.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that's why a lot of runners, marathon runners,
interesting,
in through the nose, out through the mouth.
Well,
you get more oxygen.
So is it a percent of oxygen or volume of oxygen? Right? Because the mouth would obviously you'd have more volume.
I don't know if it might be a time thing.
Time?
Yeah.
Okay. It gets to your brain quicker.
Yeah, it gets to your brain quicker to relieve you of any whatever.
Well, how does it get to your brain quicker?
How?
Does it like
closer
go like
to the brain?
Whoop? Because doesn't the oxygen have to go to the lungs first? Or does
is it not the brain? Is it the lungs?
Well, the nose is obviously not closer to the lungs.
I don't. Oh man.
Because like, what is transporting the oxygen from your nose directly to your brain? I thought every air particle had to go through your lungs and then to your brain.
I don't know.
Did you know?
I'm gonna research this.
There's no blood in your brain?
No. There's a liquid, right?
Yeah.
It's a certain liquid. I know it's not.
But there's
blood.
no blood in your brain.
Right, but it's a liquid that still carries oxygen.
Yeah.
You know? Okay.
Isn't that crazy though? Because when you see like a zombie movie, it's like all that blood, that's from their skull.
Right, but when you get a little crack on your head, right, there's a lot of blood coming out. So there's a lot of blood surrounding that your head, though. So it's not in your brain. You don't got blood.
Oh, okay. So in your brain. Yeah, but that's why not in your skull.
Right, that's why head injuries. There's a lot of blood because.
Oh, just because.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not.
That's cool.
I don't know the science.
I think we've exhausted everything.
I'm exhausted.
I'm pretty exhausted.
Yeah.
That was a whole lot of using my brain. I think I have a brain bleed now.
It was. Yep.
Yeah, my brain's definitely bleeding.
Okay. Should we
I think we should end it for the sake of my brain.
Okay. Yeah, I think
I've thought so hard in this episode.
And lost it all. But in the end,
it doesn't even matter.
Who's that song? Do you know?
Who is it?
Who's that song?
Who's
that Pokemon?
Who is that song? Interesting question. I'm having a difficult time answering it though.
You don't know?
Who is that song?
Song versus song. Who wins?
That's a good point.
It is a good point. We can do that.
You got to take in tempo, harmony.
You don't have to take in anything. You just a vibe.
A vibe?
Yeah, songs are all about the vibes.
Okay.
Which vibe is better than the other vibe? That's the song that wins.
Peach vibe is my vibe.
Peach vibe.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. This is Jupiter City, and we're out. Catch us on
Spotify,
YouTube, Spotify,
Instagram. YouTube, Instagram.
Instagram.
We got some stuff. Bye.
Bye-bye.